And we are live, guys. Let me know if you can hear me. Just make some thumbs up or comments or anything. Just want to make sure that the stream is working properly before we start chatting. Yes, it seems perfect. Thank you. Welcome, guys. This is my first live stream ever, so it's a lot of testing tonight to see how everything works. So this is gonna be an interesting one. Basically, what I had in mind for this live stream is that I'm gonna try to ask all your questions regarding whether it's product related, technical questions, if you want to share some sneak peeks of what's coming next year, for example, or yeah, basically anything. So I can see we are currently, how many are we at the moment? 78 people. It's quite decent, I'd say. Very, very good. So let me know, where are you guys from? I recognize some of the names because we work with you in form of collaboration partners. So let me know, where from in the world are you tuning in from? It's gonna be interesting to see. France, nice. Switzerland, US, welcome. Portugal, New York City, Montreal, Singapore, Germany, Scotland, Amsterdam, Luxembourg. We are from all around the world. It's so good to see. Nice, Italy, UK, Sweden, welcome. And Norway also. I have to go back to Norway soon. It was way too long ago. I was there with my bike, so most likely next summer, 2025. I have some epic stuff planned for next year. So very good. So should we jump into the questions? Feel free to ask me just about anything about our products or technical questions, upcoming products. So if you have anything specific. I think basically there's going to be a lot of questions about the R1300 GS Adventure here tonight, and I will be able to hopefully reply to most of them. So let's get going. Richard, when will you have panniers to fit the GS Adventure 1300? Basically, at this very time, we are very close at having prototype pannier racks, and we also have another type of, or two other type of luggage system coming for 2025. One of them is going to be start teasing next week. I'm sure that a lot of lightweight off-road adventure riders will find that system very, very interesting. Then we also have a little bit more, say, rigid system coming up also, and basically we will be able to fit, I'll say it now, aluminum panniers to the GS Adventure, but also our motor bags. So stay tuned, because we are coming up with so many pannier racks for so many different brands. We have pannier rack for Triumph, Tiger 1200, the 900. We're having for the Africa Twin 1100 and Adventure Sports. I think we also have for Pan America coming up. We also have rack adapter plates for the motor case, so you can fit the motor case to your Triumphs, to your all the others that are still missing. Ducati, also the V4 series and the Desert X. So a lot of more fitments is coming in the next 3 or 4 months. So I'm sure you're gonna be quite pumped about that one. Let's see, I need to scroll up. There's so many questions, so good to see. Let's see. The motor, ASW Thastar, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your username. Does the motor case 58 liter fit 2 adventure helmets? Yes, it does, depending on the size of your helmets. Basically what I have, I go with the, I don't know if you can see it up in the corner, Climb Cryos Pro. In the larger shell, I have large. And then my girlfriend's Showa Neotech 2. Those two fit together, no problem at all, as long as you angle them. I think you have to lay them down, basically. then they're gonna fit. So basically one a little bit bigger and then one a little bit smaller helmet fit without problem at all. Two large adventure helmets, you're gonna have some fitment issues. I tried to fit two of the Cryos Pro into the large motor case. I couldn't really do it with the beak still on. So it doesn't fit all the helmets, two of them at the same time, but one big helmet and one small helmet, no problem. Baja Core, are there any plans for hard panniers? Yes, coming next year. Don't want to spoil too much at this time, but they will have a similar resemblance to our motor case, but with other few tweaks. So I'd recommend to stay tuned for all our content coming up if you want to know more about them. Moto pegs. Does it fit my Tiger Triumph Tiger 1200 GT Explorer? If it's the new 1200, I think they should fit. Not sure personally. What I recommend for you is to send Anna an email and she can have a look with the developers to really confirm whether motor pegs fit this 1200 or not. Harris, is there a picture of how the motor lights look if mounted on the lower crash bars? Yes, we have. If you tune in on Instagram, I think it's only one I've seen so far. If you go to Instagram and you search for one of our collaboration partners that is called Marcel on Tour, it's a German guy riding a 1250 GS Adventure. He mounted the motor lights to his lower crash bars. Look quite cool. There you can see both of the lights mounted at the same time in various angles and everything. On my instructional video I made recently on how to install the motor lights, you can see one light mounted to the left hand side lower crash bars on my bike. But it's you get a better overview if you have a look on Instagram, Marcel on Tour. Let's see. Does the motor lights CAN bus system work on the 1200 GSK5 oil cooled? Yes, it does. However, we don't have a motor can for that bike, but if you buy the EasyCan from Hex Innovate, they have an EasyCan, I mean a control unit for the older BMWs. So together with that EasyCan, you can definitely run a set of motor lights on your bike. Let's see, Steven, luggage for the 1300 GS Adventure. Yes, it's coming. You can already purchase and mount the motor case because luckily it's the same attachment plate as the standard GS 1300. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, we are also having pannier racks, our own motor racks coming for this bike, and that's not very far away. I'm having prototypes arriving quite soon. And not want to spoil too much either, but I'm picking up my 1300 GSA in roughly 5 weeks. And you're gonna see some nice stuff on that bike for sure. Simone is asking when the shipments are to leave. I'm not sure if you're referring to Black Friday orders or in general. So what I would recommend in your case, depending on what you have purchased, go to our website and have a look at each product page. Because on top of the majority of all the product pages, you have an estimated delivery time frame, basically, whether it's on stock, and then also where you're based in the world. Sometimes we have as short as 2-3 days to deliver, and sometimes it can be up to 10 days if you're really remote. And this refers to in-stock products, basically. So have a look at our website, and on each product page, you're gonna find the various delivery times for each single product, basically. And if you can't find any information at the top of the product page, I suggest email Anna, and she will be able to give you a good estimate on when you can expect your order to arrive. Harris is asking again, second question, what needs to be done if I mount the motor lights on the 1300 in place of the original auxiliary lights? Basically, if you're referring to the standard, I can't remember if you were asking for the GSA or the standard GS. So basically on this bike, if you've seen a little bit of my first videos with this bike, I had the OEM auxiliary lights on here. So basically what you need to do, which is also highlighted in the instructional video, you remove the side panels, and then you have brackets on the inside, because and the plastic brackets that hold auxiliary lights, they are a little bit too soft. So when you hang the motor lights, which are fairly heavy per piece, you have too much movement. So you can see now with the undernose mount that attaches to the frame behind everything here and to the side, you get way more rigidity. So you can see the whole bike is shaking when I'm grabbing the light, basically. So to get back to your question, so let's see if let me have a look. And also what you need to do is to unplug the cables for the auxiliary lights. Now I know that it generates an error message, which should be solvable by your local BMW dealer by running a software flush, I think they call it. And that should deactivate electronically the power and the cables, so the CAN bus is not screaming straight out that there's something wrong with the power circuit of the auxiliary lights. So your BMW dealer will most likely be able to help you with that one. Don is asking, what range of tube thickness can the Motobag quick release system work with? The website says only 18 millimeters. I think it's a span between something, if I don't remember it incorrectly. This is a very good question, a very technical one. It fits, I know, most tubular shaped pannier racks, apart from a few that is due to the thickness. So whatever is written on the website, I'd go with that 100%, because me personally, I don't have any physical experience with other thicknesses of other pannier racks, so to say. So. ADV of Freedom, when will there be a rackless bag system? I'm looking at it right now. Not sure if I can show you yet, but give it a week. You're gonna love what you're gonna see. So stay tuned. Let's see, next question. Yep. Maybe later. When Simone is asking, are you planning a rackless panniers for the 1300? Yes, actually it has been planned for very long, but due to other products that will have a much wider diversity in terms of fitment. I mean, those luggage systems will be able to fit on so many different bike models and brands, so they have been taking the priority. But we will have at some point, hopefully next year, rackless Motobags for the 1300 range. Hopefully it's going to be also that you buy a unit that you can fit both on the standard 1300 but also on the Adventure. So yeah, hopefully next year. Richard, will you utilize the existing OEM pannier fixings? I'm not sure if you referred now. I have to scroll a bit to see if... yeah, it was for the 1300 GS Adventure. No, we will not. We are making our own pannier racks, which are very similar to what we already offer for the standard 1300. And the reason for that is that we want to minimize the amount of fixings we have, which means quicker deliveries. It's gonna be less stock of all different variants of quick release systems. So the less you have that fit a wider range, the better it is for everyone in the end. So we're gonna do our own pannier racks for the 1300 GS Adventure. So many questions, can barely keep up. Let's see, now it auto scrolled for me. Darren and Amanda, what is your average development time for a product or for a new bike? That's a very good question. It really depends on the complexity of the product, I'd say. Sometimes you have something that is really quick and easy to manufacture. Let's say, for example, a headlight guard like this one for the Adventure, way shorter development time and production time compared to something like the Moto Lights or reverse the time several years, the motor bags, because there's so many components, there's so much that needs to be taken into consideration when you design these kind of products. It's also crash bars, which we are coming with, starting with the 1300 and the 1300 GS Adventure. That too takes a few rounds before you get that perfect fit that is say good enough to deliver. I mean, you're always going to have some kind of tweaking, but the fitment has to be close to perfect before we can decide to ship. So it really depends. To go back to your question, the development time is everything between, I'd say, 4 or 5 months up to almost 2 years. The Moto Lights, I think they took 2 years to develop until we could, from a rough idea to a finished product that is we can open up for pre-orders on. Raymond, when will you release a top case mount for the Tiger 1200, the new model? It's coming, just in a few months. It's in development together also with pannier racks for it. So I'd say latest early second quarter of next year, say around April, May, somewhere there, you will be able to mount the motor case to your Tiger 1200. So yeah. JRG, Jack's Racing Garage. Motoric, hello, how are you? When will the soft luggage will be presented, and are you willing to develop backpacks for enduro? Like I said a few minutes ago, next week the teasing starts. We already have prototypes that we are testing, so stay tuned for that one. When it comes to backpacks, I think it's somewhere in the roadmap, but it's a fairly low priority at the moment because we have so many other products that are coming up that we need to focus on. So at one point, a minimalist backpack will surely come. So yeah. Ludovic, any plan to do new size for Overlander? Not that I know. Do you have any specific size? Would you like a smaller than the 30? I mean, I have the 30 liter over here. The 48 is about this much higher, I think. So that's the two we've been having since, I think, early 2020. So let me know if you want a smaller one or a bigger one. The reason behind that would be nice to know, so I can forward it to the development team, see what we can do. Steven, tank bag and pouches for the 1300 GS Adventure. Not sure about the tank bag. Personally, I have forgotten to check the general fit of, I mean, the distance between the handlebars and the tank. That's why we can't mount our tank bags on the standard 1300. Because it interferes. It's too tight basically. So we'll see. I haven't tested yet if our current tank bags fit the Adventure. Pouches, not sure we're gonna do a model specific pouch at this stage. I saw one of our guys from Belgium. He mounted micro bags to the side panels. If you have your GS Adventure prepared for BMW's side bags or tank bags or whatever they call them. I saw it today, latest. So, but no specific bags for that bike specifically. No. Simone is asking how to fit more flags onto my 42-liter motor case, I assume. Basically what you need is these kind of Velcro flaps. I'm not sure if spares are included when you purchase the motor case, but they can most likely, don't hold me to it, but most likely you can order them separately. Just send Anna an email, as probably she can give you a definite answer. Siragusa Giusto, what's new for 2025? A lot. 2 new main luggage systems, more pannier racks for a lot of different bikes, more fittings for the motor case to these bikes. We might even introduce a smaller version of the motorcycle lights. Don't hold me to it, but I know that it's on the roadmap. What more do we have? We have windshields coming for the 1300. And yeah, hopefully rackless motorbikes for the 1300, but yeah, we'll see. We're working as fast as we can to crank out new products. So. Raymond, don't you have any more pannier racks for the 1250 GS? We've never had pannier racks for the 1250 GS, but we're having it soon due to our aluminum panniers that are coming up. So without our racks, you can't mount these panniers. So the 1250 is very high up on that list, so you will be able to buy Lone Rider motor racks for the 1250 and GS and GS Adventures. So, and they will also, of course, fit the standard 1200 because it's the same fittings basically. Adelson, are you planning to use the central locking system in the future or USB feature? Not at this stage. We are not planning to do that. We've seen that BMW has had quite severe issues with that locking system, and when we design products, we really want to make sure that the products work in all various conditions, whether it's scorching hot or if it's minus 10 degrees Celsius and it's a full snowstorm, or if it's super wet or damp if you ride in tropical regions, or if it's just a regular summer day, or if it's super dusty or whatever. The less things that can fail, especially electronics, when it comes to locks and locking features, the better it is, if you ask me at least. So not sure we're gonna have that, but yeah, we'll see. Gary, motor case plate for Touratech racks, not planned. Maybe you can do a DIY solution if you buy probably the GS Adventure rack plate, but I wouldn't count on it. Gabrielle, hi from France. New items for 2025, bags or camping stuff? Yes, apart from what I'm saying already, 2 new main luggage systems, definitely, and some other things. We also have a few camping-related items coming up, but it's not determined when yet. And that will be, yeah, 100% camping-related, so sleeping bags, mattresses, pillows, this kind of system. When you stop riding and it's time to sleep in your tent, all that kind of products associated with it. So yeah, that's coming. Jim John, is expected delivery for motor case in America still mid-January? Yeah, I would say so. Mid or late January, basically. The motor case has been our most difficult product to deliver, I'd say, because the boxes are so big, so we can't really airship them. That means they have to go on the sea, and that means that the time is different depending on where in the world you are. And also, I mean, Europe, I think it's the longest shipping time. I mean, when the container is on the ship, actually. So once it's on the ship, it's out of our control, basically. So we can just hope that nothing happens with the ship or there's no further delays or stuff. But as of now, January is still valid, yes. Akil, do you recommend a lower fixation or higher for the motorcycle lights on a GS 1250 GS? Personally, I like to put them a little bit higher up because that means that the lower wide one will not illuminate the streets on a closer distance, if that makes sense, because that's going to be a little bit more flashing for yourself. If you get them up a bit, that means that the light is distributed a little bit more evenly. And yeah, that's a personal preference. You can of course test to basically you can have the light just holding it and moving it up and down while they're on full blast to see which one you prefer. But personally, I'd mount them up here just underneath the nose, on either an undernose mount or on your upper crash bars. Torbjörn, did I hear correct? Next year you will make rackless pannier bags for Africa Twin Adventure Sport. That's a definition. We will make a rackless system, yes, but not rackless in terms of motor bags rackless. That's gonna be more of a lightweight, conventional lightweight rackless system without panniers or fixings or anything. So it's gonna be attached with straps. And if you instead wanna mount our hard cases in such case on your Africa Twin, we will be able to deliver pannier racks if it's an 1100 that you have and not the older 1000, because we are at this point only making pannier racks in this batch for the 1100 series. Steve, any chance you can mod the light protector to have a bar or rail, some sort of easy mount to fit an action camera? It's a good point. I've seen it before. I'm not sure if we are going to introduce it. Definitely not on the 1300 because it's going to be quite weakly. Personally, I like to place my action camera on my head because that eliminates all the micro vibrations that the bike provide or causes. So at this point, I don't think we're gonna have some kind of redoing of the 1200, 1250 headlight guard that will have an action camera mount integrated natively, unfortunately. Michael, yeah, will you have pannier racks for the F900 GS? If you're talking about the standard GS, not at this point, due to the fact that we believe people that buy the standard 900 GS, they are buying the bike primarily to ride off-road, which means you want to have as least amount of weight added to the bike as possible. If you're asking about the GS Adventure 900, so I think it's in the roadmap, definitely. But BMW already offers pannier racks natively for it, to which our motorbikes can be fitted. So we might, if you're talking about the standard 900, not at this point as far as I know. Let's see. We have, can I use my D4 Denali lights with, in the EasyCan both with your Lone Rider light? Not really sure. If you're using an EasyCan, you already have the D4s mounted to it and you want to add our motor lights. Not really sure. I think, not knowing, thinking that the Denali lights, they use both channels, and I would send a question to Anna so she can forward that question that you have to our development department, so you get a definite answer on how it really works. So you don't take my word for it that I'm just thinking or believing something and then it turns out to be wrong. So it's better be safe than sorry in this case. So email Anna with your questions. She will be able to send you a quick reply back. David. How to enable the central spotlights. That really depends what bike you have. If you have a BMW like me, then you have the turn signal cancel button, the one that you can press in to cancel the... You tap that one 3 times quickly, and see if I can do it here already. And that activates basically all of the lights, so you can't activate the center spotlight only. It only comes on, so not sure. This is full beam, and then if I go the center spotlight, I can't really see it on the camera. But there's no way, while you're riding at least, to activate the center spot only. That only comes on when you go what we call beast mode, and that's when you tap the cancel turning indicator button 3 times quickly. However, this does not work with every bike. The Yamaha Tenere 700 doesn't have that feature. I think the Tiger 900 maybe lacks that one also. We have a chart of this on the website on the product page. Which bike? No, it's in the instructional video actually. Which bikes that this feature is not working on. And the reason behind this is that the CAN bus system is outside of the turning indicators. So it's not the turning indicators, it's like old school. It's connected through the battery to the handlebars, out to the turn signals, and that's it. So it never goes through the computer. That is the reason why you can't go beast mode manually on these bikes. Gabriel, 1300 Adventure, need for install unmount tank gas. I think you're referring to if you need to remove the tank to install the motorcycle lights. I'm not sure yet. I'm getting my bike in roughly 5 weeks, and shortly after I will be aware. I'm assuming that you need to lift the tank to get a clean installation. You can do it the dirty way of just pulling the cable somehow, but I would definitely try to lift the tank off and run the harness underneath, definitely.
Carlo is asking about the status of the video of this big garage tent. I think he refers to the Moto House.
The Moto House, yeah. I don't know if you guys heard that, but there's one guy asking about the status of the Moto House that we shot, when was it? 1.5 years ago. Should we tell the hard truth?
I think so. Carlo can handle it.
Unfortunately, that product will never exist because it was an April Fool's video. And my idea behind it was to present it and try to trick as many people as I could, basically. And it worked better than I actually thought. We had quite a significant amount of people that actually wanted to seriously order. I mean, it's not a super bad idea, but it's a huge tent to go motor camping with. Even though if I presented that would be the ultimate and the biggest and everything, but I mean, that's what I do. But unfortunately, the Moto House, at this stage at least, will never see the day of light. Let's carry on. Let's see. Alain, do you deliver in Canada? Yes, we actually have a distribution warehouse in Canada, so you don't have to worry about any import fees or anything like that. So everything is domestically delivered. When you order from inside Canada, it's a domestic delivery, no problem. Stian, Hello from Norway. I'm looking at the tall bag 3 liter to have on my Tiger 900 Rally Pro. What to fit it like tools? Yeah, the tall bag, at least for me, something it's quite neat is that when I go motor camping, one of these collapsible chairs, camping chairs, they fit perfectly inside a tall bag. It works also for our tool roll if you don't overfill it with too many tools, then it fits very neatly in a tall bag. I rode around for at least 2 or 3 seasons with my tool roll inside the tall bag. So definitely a good bag for that one. Otherwise, for a tool roll, I would more recommend the mini bag, which is that double width instead of basically, this is here is the mini bag, and the tall bag is basically cut in half. That's the tall bag. Otherwise, it's the same attachment system, same features, same everything. It's waterproof without needing any inner bags or anything. So yeah, basically it's the same bag, 2 different widths. And to answer your question where to mount it, it's really, you can mount it to your upper crash bars if you have those. You can mount it to your motor bags if you have those. Maybe a mini bag, sorry, the motor case. I mean, basically where it fits. Just make sure if you load it heavily that you use these straps, the G-hook straps, to carry the majority of the weight. Because if you use primarily the molly straps, this after a while, when it's bouncing and it's several kilos inside, these will start to rip at one point if you're unlucky. So always use the G-hook straps to attach our accessory bags to your crash bars or whatever you're mounting them to. Mathieu, hello Lone Rider. Any plan on getting a long traveling replacement seats? R1200 GS Adventure water cooled rider here. No, not at this point. Might be in a couple of years, but we are not getting into comfort seats quite yet. We have a lot of other products that we need to finish and release first, but it might be something for the future, definitely.
Plans for a full ground sheet for next
Yes, Jock Rocker 666. Would there be any plans for a full ground sheet for the ADV tent? It's included. A ground sheet is included, and it's also covering the whole base. It's a rectangular, basically. However, if you're referring to have a ground sheet that covers not the canopy, the fly sheet, with this kind of outdoors storage area where you put your dirty riding clothes and boots and luggage and everything that you don't want to leave on the bike during the night. Not sure, but I can forward it to the development department, because it's a product that shouldn't be that hard to get on. We just need to know that it's wanted enough to spend time on it, basically. So let me know if you're referring to have the ground sheet covering the whole area outside or inside between the two, inner and outer tent. Yeah. Let's see. Mr. Stonehill, any status of the rackless motorbags for the R1300 GS? Yeah, like I mentioned, was it a half an hour ago? It's coming, it's on the roadmap, but at the moment we don't have a very exact ETA of it. Hopefully it's gonna come in 2025. But we have a few other bigger products to release first, so yeah, hopefully next year. Lux GS Adventurist, how about a motor case base plate for the 1200 GS K25, which is the oil cooled? Not sure we are going to offer that at this point. I think it's will have to in some way be a DIY solution that you do yourself. with the current. I can't really remember what the OEM luggage rack looks like on the oil-cooled 1200, but we don't have any plans for the older bikes, I would say. Dale, have you done any riding in Iceland? No, but I really want to go there, ride, especially since I saw Motovibes video. He went there with his KTM, fully equipped with our motor bags and Overlander and everything. It looks so nice. So Iceland is still on the bucket list, 100%. Definitely to ride a motorcycle on also as well. Had Swiss friends going over there. I think it was it this year or last year? And it looks so epic. So yeah, definitely have to go there. Linde. Hey Alex, looks like the motorcycle lights will be compatible with the GSA 1300, assuming you will send out how-to video for installing. Thanks. Yes, they are already compatible because it's the same MotoCAN, this control unit. It's the same between the standard GS and the GS Adventure. So you can already order and fit. What we are coming out with also is an undernose mount, similar to what we offer to this bike, but due to the OEM auxiliary lights on the GS Adventure you can't use, and it's completely different everything, so we have to redesign an undernose mount for that one. So until then the only option is to mount the motorcycle lights to the lower crash bars. And yes, I will most likely do an instructional video for the 1300 GS Adventure, because it's gonna be a little bit more comprehensive compared to this one, because I'm 95% sure that you need to lift the tank to make a clean installation. So yes. Raymond, I would like to see inserts on the motor case and motor bags for mirrorless or DSLR cameras and lenses, possibly 1/3 full case options. That's a good idea. Not sure we are gonna have it. Maybe it's depending on if I push that product or not, basically, because I'm the only photographer so far that's out riding. However, what I do, I use Lowepro camera bags, and they fit perfectly inside both the motor case and the motor bags. So until we have something very specific, go check out Lowepro. Their camera bags are really good and fit our cases really nicely. Kevin, would it be okay to carry a Lone Rider tent on a 2023 BMW F900R? Not very familiar with that bike. Is that a naked bike? And if so, I mean, as long as you have somewhere to put the tent, space-wise, and then that you also need some kind of attachment points, because then you can use rock straps or any type of straps, basically, to just attach the tent so it doesn't fall off, basically. And also make sure that when you attach the tent, because we have, I'm gonna take the smaller tent just for the sake of it, we have on the carry bag, we have these loops that you pull the strap through, because if your straps for some reason get loose, let's say if they would be mounted out here and the straps come looser and looser, that means the bag can slip underneath. But if you pull the straps through these loops, then it won't change. It just gets a little bit loose, but it won't slide underneath the attachment straps and fall off your bike. Michael, will you have a pannier rack for the F900 GS? I think I answered that already. Not sure if we're definitely not prioritizing the standard 900 GS for a pannier rack. I think the GS Adventure 900, that's higher up in the priority list, because we assume that the 900 standard GS is going to be used for off-road riding, and then we're gonna recommend our rackless lightweight bags for that bike model instead of going aluminum panniers or motor bags, because you want to keep it as light as possible. Alex Travel, will there be rackless bags in the future? Yes. Once again, I'm looking at them. The first prototype, which actually, first prototype, it's looking really like an official product. That's how good the first prototype is. But we are already implementing changes of the first prototype. We're gonna do the second one in a couple of months, and once that is confirmed that all the upgrades and reinforcement has been approved and validated, then it's time for mass production and a pre-sale. Keith, will you be selling Lone Rider branded casual clothing? Yes. I mean, this is just a standard broderie from with a print on the back also. At this point, we only offer our merch to our collaboration partners, but we are looking into more neatly designed. I mean, this is super basic. It's a logo on the chest and on the back. It's nothing specific, but we are looking into having a little bit more of a what you call fashionable merch. So that's on the list. So once it comes out, we're gonna let you know, definitely. Greetings from Munich. Can you produce more country flags? Let me know what flags you are looking for. We already have, what is it, 10, 15 country flags plus our own. So let me know what kind of flags you're looking for and we can look into it. Otherwise, if you, I mean, Amazon, you can find endless amount of flags and patches and colors and everything. So if it's urgent, you can find it online, no problem.
Rainer Baumann mentioned, he said that you forgot his question about the DDX and the motor lights. If there's a plan to create complete kit from BMWs.
Sorry again, what was that? Have a look at the question. Scroll up. Ah, yeah. Let's see. Rainer, I bought a DDX and I want to fix some motor lights. When?
Ducati Desert X.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yes, the thing is, at this point, basically what we are gonna do, now we have our Motocan, that's basically the same insides as the EasyCan, but it says Motocan on the outside. And there's also another thing doing with the serial numbers and the compatibility, or how the everything is connected. Everything that Hex Innovates offers as of today in terms of EasyCans for newer bikes, we're gonna have Motocans for them also. So the Ducati Desert X, as of today, you need to go with the EasyCan, but we will soon also have a Motocan for it and under nose mount. So not sure about the ETA, maybe 3-4 months, hopefully. We'll see. I need to double check that one for you, but it's coming, definitely. Urs, according to a written request to the office, the motorcycle lights are not yet legal in Switzerland. The thing is with country to country is that you can have all the certifications so they are legal on the paper, but then it's each country's local laws and restrictions that play the final card, so to say. So basically, I'm not sure about Switzerland, if you are allowed to have X amount of extra high beams or something like this, and with a set of motorcycle lights, you have 3 high beams, and I think that's over the limit. For example, so I would check that with the local authorities, basically what the actual laws say for lights, regardless if the lights themselves are certified to left and right independently. I mean, you need to check what's actually legal to use on your vehicle. ADV and DNA, Bogdan, when will the plate for mounting the motor case be available for the Tiger 900? Very soon. it's coming. It's already on the drawing board. It's the CAD files, I think they're done. So just need to go into production and validate the fitment and everything that comes with it. So within 3-4 months, we will be able to mount a motor case on your Tiger. Paul, tank bag fitment that isn't straps around the tank. Yes, the plan was to develop a quick release for the tank bag shortly after its release. When was that? In 2021. Turns out it was quite complicated and it took way too much time for a fairly small product. So it had to be put on ice. So at this stage, I don't think it's gonna be resumed anytime soon, but at one point, of course, we will have a quick release system for the tank bags. I just don't know when. Sippo, do you know if there will be a different panniers mounting on the 2025 F800 GS rather than on the 2024? What Lone Rider panniers would you recommend? I'm not really sure or up to date with the pannier racks on this one. BMW made it a little bit confusing, to say the least. They updated so many models, and I mean, they already have had an F800 before that turned into the 850, and that one turned into the 900 now, while the 700 turned into the new 800. So you have two different versions of the 800. It's super complex, this. But to answer your question, I'm not really sure about the pannier racks for the F800 GS. I need to check that before I can answer. And to what panniers I would recommend, it really depends on what type of rider you are. If you prefer convenience, I mean quick open and close, if you go off-road, or if you want to stay as lightweight as possible. It's all depending on what you're planning to do with your bike. So I would like to recommend you all our upcoming bags, from the aluminum panniers to our motor bags to our rackless system. It's really depending on your personal preference what you want to do with a bike. I mean, why not have several? Let's see. Ömer, can the side cases of the R1300 GS Adventure be opened after installing the larger motor case? I don't know. I have to check that myself on place at my local dealer. I have a slight, I have a slight fear that they will interfere a little bit, but because the large motor case, it's fairly wide, so it should interfere a little bit. It's just question is how much. So I will need to check that and get back to you. Best friend, hi, what motor case plate should I use for a DIY fit for a T7? Hold on a bit, because we are coming out with fitments for this bike. So if you're not in a super hurry, unless you already have the case, otherwise we're looking at January anyway, delivery worldwide, because it's severely sold out at the moment. We're having a fitment for the Tenere 700 coming. Oh, that was the bike that turned itself off. So it just got very dark all of a sudden. I was like, oh, that was the stream. Okay, let's continue. Adilson Fortis, will the new upcoming lights also have DRL? I don't know, but I assume so. I mean, why not? It's a signature look, basically. So without knowing, 99% sure they will. Gabriel, is it necessary to remove the entire fuel tank on the 1300 GS Adventure when installing the motorcycle lights? Necessary, maybe not, but we would probably recommend it for a clean installation. Once I have my bike, I will have a proper look, and then I will do a full installation video for the motorcycle lights on the GS Adventure. Yes. Manuel, which buttons on the bike allow you to switch between the 4 light modules? It really depends on your bike, I think. What on the 1300 GS at least, between the light modules, let me think a bit, because the most of the light modules you pre-set up in the software. What I do know is that you can, if you have a wonder wheel on your GS, that you can hold it left or right for 3 seconds or so, and then you can set the intensity of the wide separately and the narrow also separately. To the wide is all, it's what it's going to be constantly, and the upper ones, if you go high, that's when I think when it's full beam. So on BMW it's the wonder wheel, and to turn the lights off completely like they are now, I mean the bike is turned off anyway, but if the bike is running and you want to kill the lights completely, on BMW you press and hold the turn signal cancel button 3 or 5 seconds. Everything of this is explained in my instructional video. Dale, would you consider creating a tent that has pole size small enough to fit in a GS pannier, or even just replacement poles for existing tent line? I think that would be an awesome idea. Maybe, I think. I mean, too bad I don't have my old BMW panniers here because I sold them many years ago. The ADV tent should fit inside the GS original panniers if you lay it flat down, but you know that probably better than me because I haven't used BMW's aluminum range since 2018. Been running motor bags ever since, and they flex a bit, so I know that you can easily jam down the ADV tent lying down completely horizontally in the motor bag, so it should be possible in the BMW's pannier system as well. Oscar, I'm thinking of using the same Hella lights, and I ordered the Lone Rider lights. Will it be enough to connect them to the existing wiring system for the Lone Rider lights? Depending on how powerful these Hella lights are, have a look that the total output is not more than what your what's it called, generator can handle. What I had on my 1200 GS Adventure, if you remember that one I had from a competing brand at the time, I had 4 lights, 2 big ones and 2 smaller ones, and when they were on full blast, it took only 10 seconds until I got a red warning triangle saying the battery is about to die. So should be able to fit, but I think you need to use the included accessory kit that comes with the motorcycle lights to connect it. But for these super technical questions, especially when it comes to electricity and stuff, send Anna an email so we can make sure that you do a safe installation, basically. Steven, do you anticipate that it will be possible to mount the motorcycle lights under the nose of the 1300 GS Adventure? Yes, we are currently designing an undernose mount for the GS Adventure. I just don't have an ETA of that product quite yet, but it will come 100%. So maybe in a few months. Carlo, did we answer his motor house question already, or was that another one?
No, that was Carlo.
Oh, that was Carlo. Okay, so we answered the motor house question. Rachel Pixels, for Himalayan 411, which fog lamps would you suggest? At this point, you can't mount our motorcycle lights to that bike because they are dependent on being connected into the CAN bus system of the bike. However, next year we are working with Hex Innovate to have unit basically that replaces the whole EasyCAN or MotoCAN connection unit that you place on your handlebars, and then it's just you just need power to connect the whole unit to the battery, and then all the controls will be on your handlebars in terms of hard buttons. So until then you can't mount hour lights to your bike, but next year you can. Hello James from Midlands Motorbikers, hope you're doing well, and congrats on your GS Adventure. Can't wait to get mine, but yours is looking great already, so I can't wait to see a set of motorcycle lights and some panniers and motorcase on it. Looking forward. Igor, not sure if these auxiliary lights could be mounted on my Multistrada 1260 Enduro. I'm not sure if even Hex Innovate has an EasyCAN for older KTM Ducatis. So to repeat the answer from the previous question regarding the Himalayan, I think you need to wait until we have this standalone unit that you mount to your handlebars and then connect to your battery. So as of today, you can't mount our motorcycle lights to your 1260, unfortunately. Sorry?
There's a question from Really Adventurous.
Okay.
Still sell that spray on mud? Where can I buy?
Yeah, I'm coming to his. It's coming. It's coming. I have a. Oh, you can barely see it. It's coming. Let me catch up. Alexis, do you have any plans for articles dedicated to the F900 GS? Thinking about a headlight shield, a headlight guard. Not at this point model specific necessarily. If it would be that we would start off with a full crash bar system, I mean lower crash bars, upper crash bars and skid plate, that would be the first, and then most likely also some kind of luggage rack system in the back to give more stability to when you mount a rackless system. Check the dealer's F900 demo bike the other day, and it looked very, very stripped and nowhere to attach anything. So that would be a luggage rack, small version, something like this. That would be that definitely something we will start with. Pannier racks only if the market is screaming for it. Otherwise, it's like I said several times earlier tonight. If you get the 900, most likely you're a rider that takes the bike out in the dirt, out in the forest. Very often, you want to keep the bike as light as you can. So that would be meaning that you prioritize a rackless system instead of going with racked items. We Ride 2 Adventures, hello from Munich. Hope you're doing well. BP, hello from St. Pete, Florida. Do the mini bags fit on the 1300 GS Adventure aluminum tank slots? No, maybe. I wouldn't, because I saw, like I said earlier, I saw one of our guys that recently he got the delivery of a GS Adventure the other day. I saw him today. He mounted micro bags to this side panels with this 3 attachment points. I mean, that's with the same system as, we have a micro bag here somewhere. I skip it. I mean, it's basically the same. It's just a shorter version of this. So, I mean, should work, but I'm not sure if it's gonna fit very well, because it's gonna, because you only have one place, so it's gonna like move up and outwards and bumping. So I wouldn't recommend it. Let me try on my bike, because I've seen my bike. It's, even though I didn't order with the BMW side bags, they delivered the bike with this mounting fixations anyway. So I'm gonna test what's possible to do with them. I know that from BMW that you have a very low max load capacity on them, if it's 2-3 kilos, something like this. So let me try in 5 weeks and see what can be done. Hassan Nick, On a BMW GSA 1250, is there any possibility to combine your system with an existing one like Denali's? Not really sure what you mean. If you want to connect Denali lights as additional lights to work together with our motor lights, or if you want to do something else. I mean, the system is the same. The Motorcan has a lot of channels that you can connect brake lights to, you can connect a horn, you can connect other lights to it. It's just depending on how many connectors you need to use. So either send a message to Anna asking your question, or in such case also you can get in contact with Hex Innovate. They can give you a very technical answer on that question. We ride 2 Adventures for the motorcycle lights. Will there be any bigger mounting clamps with it, for example 27mm bars from Outback Mototech in the future? If the demand is high enough, most likely. I've seen several people mounting the motorcycle lights with our bar clamps on Outback crash bars. So I'm not sure if they have several thicknesses or diameters on their crash bars, but I'll let Andy in one of his development videos answer that question to be more specific, so I'm not promising a lot of stuff and then I'm gonna eat it up later, so better to ask Andy. Jay, approximately when can we expect to see the rackless motor bags and the engine bars for the R1300 GS, please? So rackless motor bags, as I mentioned earlier tonight, they are on the roadmap. We just don't know exactly when, because we have a few other products that will be able to fit on many more brands and models, while the rackless motor bags are going to be locked to one specific bike. So that's why it's been being postponed a little bit. I mean, the plan was to already have it now early next year, but due to other main luggage solutions, we had to postpone the rackless motor bags for the 1300 range a little bit, but it will come. Alexis, any plan for a tail bag that can also be carried as a backpack? Yes and no. The backpack, that would be a super small version of the Overlander, I think. But the backpack, I mean the tail pack itself, I don't think so. It's really small. If I don't remember it incorrectly, I think there's a shoulder strap so you can wear it as a sling bag. But then if you want to ride with it as a backpack, then that solution is not the best. But we don't have any backpacks planned just yet, even though it's on the roadmap to create one, but it's gonna be later, maybe 2026 or something. Peter, I have a 42-liter Overlander. Will you make a rack expansion to hold it better on the BMW GS Adventure? If you're referring to the bag moving horizontally, that it wiggles kind of, we don't have any plans for. I mean, you could always get, if it's really necessary, you can always get the motor case mounting plate and attach, because that has a lot of attachments all around, so you can definitely attach to that one. That you will widen the attachment point slightly. But I mean, I've been running an Overlander on the GS Adventure for several years, and I never had really an issue with the bag either coming loose or something. I mean, as long as you tighten it properly and then you roll up the excess and then you close it with this Velcro fasteners, then it shouldn't come undone or start loosening up when you ride. So. Bandar, hey bro, is there a plan for a navigating screen? One thing, I think this only thing, oh sorry.
It's the only thing that Lone Rider doesn't make.
Yeah, exactly, the only thing that Lone Rider does not make. No GPS units planned at this stage. That will be something for the future when the team is a little bit bigger and we have dedicated people that can, because that is a comprehensive product. I mean, the motor lights is complicated enough, but a navigation unit that opens up a whole different kind of scenario in terms of I mean, you can't just also do just like everybody else. You have to stick out and present something that is either better or way different compared to what's already on the market. So we haven't even discussed it yet, as far as I know. So that's might be something for the future. Brian, is there an option to have the rack for the side bags in black? If you mean the pannier racks, we had the motor racks for the 1300. The first batch we delivered a powder coated black version. The problem with it, as our motor case quick release system, especially the locking latches, is only metal, and to have a good fit so it's not rattling when you're mounting the motor bag to the rack and close it and lock it, that needs to have a snug fit, which means it's metal to metal, and that shaves off the powder coating regardless of who does it. It's metal to metal, it's gonna shave off, and we had a few complaints of it, so we decided to just stock keep the silver racks, which are electroplated, and because you don't have this grinding visible, I mean, I would call damages, or this visual grinding off, it's not as visible. So if you want black motor racks, you probably need to contact your local powder coating company to ask them to help you out on that one. But as of now, we are not looking to reintroduce black pannier racks. Vittorio, about the motorcycle lights, how much maximum time of continuous usage allowed? I would say more or less, it really depends. Indefinitely in the right conditions. If it's scorching hot, Andy can answer this question better than me. But I know that the motorcycle lights, they have kind of, if you call it, sensors. So when they get hot enough, they lower intensity so they can cool off. And if it peaks all the time, they will turn off until they have cooled down enough to fire back on. So it really depends on external factors on how long you can run the motorcycle lights on full blast. ADV right out. The motor can is able to control 3 more accessories. Will you bring out more accessories for it, like turn signals or so? I think it would be interesting for people who own a GS without position lights. Yeah, that's something I missed, by the way, on from my 1250. Used to be, the turning indicators used to be position lights, but they are not on the 1300. So to answer your question, we will have a smaller set of lights coming up, maybe brake light and a strong horn as well. That's these 2 or 3 we're coming up with in such case. Not sure about introducing turning indicators, because I think that the restrictions in each country is so different. So maybe we'll see. Vittorio again, another question. Any planned tutorial for installing the motorcycle lights on a Triumph Tiger 1200? Unfortunately, not by me at least. That would be if we could have someone externally record such a video from one of our approved installation centers, if they get one of these bikes in, and they can shoot a video for us for it to showcase. So let me ask some people around and see what can be done, basically. But it's once it's available and someone physically can shoot a video like that, that's when we can offer it. But it's not planned at this stage. Jawad, I have a little question about the mounting plate for the motor case top case. The KTM Super Adventure 1290 Super Adventure S mounting plate is also compatible for the years 2019 because it says from the year 2021. I don't think, because it's 2018-19 to 2020 or 2021 or something like this. 2020 probably there was a different bike. They remade the 1290 a bit to 21 until now, or 23 at least. So I don't think it fits. That would be a question in such case for the development team. I mean, if it would fit, we would already list it on the website as compatible, but as we are not, and we are very specific with the fitment being from 2021, I don't think it's going to fit unless you do a DIY solution. What happened to the motor house? Yeah, that it got cancelled, to say. Jaros, any plans for quick release tank bag mounts? Yes, I talked about it a little bit earlier tonight. That was planned to do shortly after the release of our first tank bag, the 9-liter we did in 2021. It's almost 4 years ago. Time flies. At this point, we are not diving any deeper into a quick release system as of right now, because we have so many other bigger products to focus on. But at one point we are most likely going to offer a quick release system for our tank bag. So stay tuned and keep your fingers crossed. Jamal, will you have more light products like a brake light, a smaller lights than what you have now? Yes, most likely. We are definitely coming out, if it's next year, a set of smaller lights, because these can look quite big, especially if you mount them as the only extra lights on F900 GS, for example. They look massive. I mean, they blend in quite nice with the GS range and the bigger bikes, but for the more slimmer bikes, they look really, really big. So yes, we're coming out with smaller lights, definitely. Brake light and brake light and horn and stuff, most likely also. I just don't know when yet. Chris is asking, I own a BMW R1250 GS and I want to ask whether the installation of a Motorcan EasyCan interfere with the warranty of your bike. Good question. Personally, I don't know. Ask your dealer. They will give you a much more accurate question than if I would sit here and guess and saying yes or no. So ask your local dealer. They should be able to answer that question for you. It might be that they say, yes, if you do it yourself, that might void a warranty or something, maybe. Otherwise, they can say, as long as there's a approved BMW dealer or whatever, it's okay. But ask your dealer. Don't trust what I say, because I don't know. Pete Japp. I have a Pan America Special. I would like to buy a motor case 42-liter size. Is there something to fix my plate, like a quick attachment? Yeah, not at this point. That would be that you buy one of our rack adapter plates that is closest to fit your current rack, and then you need to do some DIY solution with the mounting. Just make sure you do it properly so there's no risk of the case falling off when you ride. I don't want that to happen. I think it's on the roadmap to have a motor case attachment plate for the Pan America. Quite sure of it. Right now I don't know, and I can't check exactly when that is expected, but I'm quite sure it's coming fairly soon. Rackless motor bags for the 1300 GS. Yeah, answered that a couple of times already. Maybe later 2025, somewhere there, maybe. We'll see. We're gonna make you aware of it, definitely. Same also rackless motor bags for the 1300, same answer. Houseboats. Hi Alex, Mark here from A Remarkable Rider. Hello there. Any more info on the upcoming crash bars, also for the 1250 GS Adventure? We are going to start off with the 1300 GS standard. I already have upper and lower. I mean, what I've been running and what you've been seeing the past couple of months, 4 months, as prototypes. I'm still awaiting the official crash bars. They are on the way from the factory right now. They should have been delivered this week, but UPS is a little bit late in the delivery, so it's stuck. But the 1300 crash bars are gonna be available late first quarter next year, I think, for customers. Not sure if we are going to do anything for the 1250 range, maybe, but we are going to jump in and focus very quickly on the 1300 GS Adventure. So that's our next goal once the standard GS is up and running. Jason, hello. I have a T7 with a Touratech rear rack. Will you be making a motorcase base plate that will work with Touratech's Evo top case base frame? Not right now. Our rack adapter plates are made to work with the OEM racks only. So like I said earlier tonight, if you want to mount the motorcase on a third-party rack, you need to do some kind of DIY solution, and I think it's going to stay that way. Otherwise, we will have to design, produce, and stock keep so many various rack adapter plates for so many brands that it won't be sustainable. So we are focusing on the OEM racks. And soon also we are already designing our own luggage racks, complete luggage racks for various bikes. So it's coming. Wheelie Adventures. Spray on mud, no spray on dirt, mister. Yes. How many of you did watch my presentation video I did? When was that? 2022. This guy, this has been selling like hotcakes. I haven't used it myself so much since that video, but I mean, I wonder if it's still working. It's still. So basically you can just, if you want to have this off-road adventure look, you can just spray here. Look, looking dirty already. See, it's working. It's been on the shelf forever, and look, it looks like I've been ripping off-road trails the whole day. Fantastic product. 100% would recommend. Andy, let me know how many you want, because you never take your GS off-road, do you? So you might need a few. By the way, Andy is our product developer, so he can take a joke. Okay, let's see. David, or David, depending on how you pronounce it. Hi, is it necessary to drop off the original light auxiliary when on my BMW GS 1250 when you go with the motorcycle lights? You can. Let me remember this correctly now. I think the auxiliary lights on, was it the Adventure? No, standard GS. Then I would definitely remove them and replace, just like I did here, if it's the standard GS. Remove the standard auxiliary lights or OEM auxiliary lights, install our undernose mount, and then mount our motorcycle lights just like this. If you want to keep them, you will have to either mount your motorcycle lights to your upper crash bars, if you have those, or to the lower one, a little bit closer to the engine, so they don't get damaged when you tip over. So don't mount them too far out. That's a general rule of thumb when you mount lights, that you make sure that you can do a lie down test with the bike to see that if you tip over, that the lights are not the first thing that touches the ground, because that can get very sad quickly. Even though the lights necessarily don't break, they're gonna look a little bit battle worn. Thomas, will you provide mount brackets for the motorcycle light for a BMW S1000 XR? Not that I'm aware of right now, unfortunately. I don't think so, but that's up to development. If the demand is high enough, then we will definitely look into it. But right now, on the top of my mind, I don't think it's planned. Let's see. Brian, is there a black option for the racks on the 1300 GS? We used to have, but like I explained, was it 15 minutes ago, something like this? We discontinued the black racks because of the powder coating wear when the quick release system, the locking latch unit, it grinds off the powder coating and it doesn't look very good after a few uses. So that's why we decided to discontinue the black racks and just go with the electro plated, something like this. Yeah, the silver racks. Shub Patel, are you planning to launch a universal controller? If you're referring to the motorcycle lights, yes, it's coming next year. So that means that you can mount a set of motorcycle lights to any bike in the world. So yes, it's coming. Brian, do the 6-liter bags fit on the side of the top case 42 liters? We could actually test. Without dropping the whole thing. So basically what I do with mine, I have a micro bag on each side because it looks quite good and it's quite neat. So we disconnect this one. I think that the mini bag is slightly big to be doing this. Maybe I have to do it above. So basically it would look something like this. It's a bit darker. So it would look something like this, or if you mount it sideways, it would streamline much better. Important if you do this, don't only use the MOLLE straps, use the G hooks because they are the ones carrying the whole weight. Important, really important. So yeah, possible. Then it's a personal preference if you like the looks of it or not, but definitely possible.
FYI, even though we're on charge, the battery is not running low.
Okay. I was just informed that the battery in the camera is not running low even though it's on charge. So if I disappear for some reason, you know why. We've been streaming for 1.5 hours now. So I'll try to speed up a bit, answer as many questions as I can. Timothy, your new light kit with a motor can for the Harley Davidson Pan America. Yes, you can mount and install and run our motorcycle lights with the Easy Can as of today. Motor can is not yet available for that bike, but Hex Innovate Easy Can, and then it's going to work flawlessly. Yes, they are charged. Do you think it's possible for the passenger to lean comfortably on the Overlander as it was a top case? We tried. If you really want a support of a top case, the Overlander will not be providing the same support. Again, it's really depending on how densely packed the Overlander is, but it's going to be much, much lower. So comfortably, maybe not. It's better than nothing, definitely, but in this case, if you're traveling 2-up motor case every day of because then the passenger can relax because it's really supporting the passenger much better than an Overlander ever could. We'll be having side bags that fit directly to BMW R1300 GS pannier racks. No, not the OEM pannier racks. We will very soon have our own pannier racks for the 1300 GS Adventure. So we will not develop bags at this point. Maybe the rackless, maybe. I'm not sure yet, because it's depending on what route we choose to take when we develop the rackless motor bags for the 1300 range. If we're going to have something that works both with the Vario system for this bike as well as the more racked version of the Adventure, so we'll see. Jout Adventure, are you going to make saddlebags? Yes. Stay tuned for next week. Gonna be send out the first teaser. Is there any plan to launch smaller bags than the motor bags to fit more mid-sized bikes and off-road riding, and any rackless bag that could fit on a bike? Yes, again, next week. Stay tuned. I have some great video coming out next week, so make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, so you don't miss out, and bell icon so you get notified. Jay, could the SW Motec Sysbag adapter plate mounts be used with your motor bag so the quick release frames could be used? The thing with SW Motec is that they don't have necessarily a conventional tubular shaped pannier rack, and that makes it difficult to mount our motor bags. I don't think any of their racks works with our quick release system. One of them, which I forgot the name of, one of their racks, the little bit flatter ones, not the tubular shape, the flat curved ones, they work with our permanent system. But with that said, the bags are permanently mounted to those racks, so no plans on making anything specific for their racks. Langenfeld, which plate do you recommend to modify for the Pan American? Right here, right now, I don't know, because I don't even know what the OEM rack looks like. Send Anna an email. She will be able to look this up for you together with the development team and give you a good rough estimation of what plate that works best at the moment. But I think we are also coming up with our own rack adapter plate for the motor case for the Pan America. So, Adam, my bags have broken. What can you do? What happened? Did you crash, or did they just break from bouncing? Get in touch with Anna, send her pictures, explain your situation. She will be able to support you. Getting a dry throat. Oh yeah, talking constantly for 2 hours. It's really dry. Let's see.
His bags is broken.
Yeah. Get in touch with Anna, please. She will be able to support you to the fullest with this. Brian, are you going to make fitment for the Africa Twin 2019 Adventure Sports for a top case? Not planned at this stage, no. Not sure if we are going to do it. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know. If we are, we're gonna announce it on our website anyway. So have a look at there on a regular basis. Carlo, information, foot pegs, I think you're referring to the motor pegs, are the same for the Adventure Sports and the normal version 2020 to 2024. I think so, but double check on our website, and if it's not clear enough, again, send Anna an email and she will sort out this in no time for you to reply to give you a correct answer. Personally, I think so, but to be extra sure, contact Anna. She will be able to help you there. Makush, sorry for my pronunciation. Can I connect to the CanSmart? No, you cannot. We are blocked out from the CanSmart, so the motorcycle lights will not work with the CanSmart or any other device either, apart from our MotoCan and Hex Innovates EasyCan. These two are the only ones you can use to run our motorcycle lights. Nothing else will work, never. Tony, which of your two tents do you prefer for general purpose use? For example, when you're not using it with your bike. It really depends on if you're hiking or if you're going by car. I mean, the motor tent, personally, is faster for me to set up the motor tent, but it's much bulkier, much heavier than the ADV tent. So if I would go with a car, for example, and not with a bike, I would bring the motor tent for the extra comfort and convenience. If I go backpacking for a day or so and just want to bring a tent and not buy a new one for a few $100s or euros, then I would take the ADV tent because it's smaller, it's lighter, and way more suitable to carry. Mr. Whale Shark, I just got the Honda CRF 300 Rally. Do you think the semi-rigid bags would look good? Depending on, I would more likely recommend our upcoming rackless bags for that bike. It's a off-road bike, 100%. You want to keep it as light as possible. I don't know what racks that would work together with that bike, but as long as you can find compatible racks that work with our motorbike's quick release system, you can physically mount them. But I would personally, on a bike like that, I would try to stay as light as possible. And stay tuned next week. Like I said, you're gonna love what you see. Oliver Hutton, are you planning on more MOLLE attachments? Not sure what you mean really. If it's something specific, maybe you can rephrase your question so it's a little bit more, if it has to do with general MOLLE, the soft MOLLE, or our hard MOLLE for the motor case, for example. So let me know. Mark, just here to say hi and thanks Lone Rider team for their job. Thank you for tuning in and for your comment. Gabriel, when will be the Slovakian flag be available? I don't know. It's up to production basically. Otherwise you can find most country flags online, Amazon, if you need it urgently. Yeah, don't really know when. Ian or Lane Clark, could I ask you to have a look at the mount bracket solution for your lights for a 2009 R1200 RT? I'm not sure that we would start developing new products for older bikes. So in such case, I would recommend to see what's on the market already. And yeah, basically in such case, if it's not fitting optimally, that you do some kind of DIY solution to mount the lights as of. But for that bike, unless, I'm not really sure, you have to check Hex Innovates website whether you can connect, if it's an EasyCan available for your bike. Otherwise, you will need to wait until next year when we have this standalone unit where you don't need a MotorCan or EasyCan to get your lights up and running. And that's it. I don't think I'm at the bottom of the chat, am I? Here, Frank. Will there be a yellow lens for the motorcycle lights? Yes, I've seen it already. We've been doing several prototypes. I think it was one amber, one yellow, one clear is definitely gonna come out. And yeah, that's it, I think. The yellow, most likely, I've seen it. I think I even have it here somewhere, a prototype. But it's most likely gonna come out at some point. Shai, motor case fitment for Moto Guzzi Stelvio. Nothing available right now. That's gonna be a DIY solution again. depending on what your rack looks like and what the fitment, basically, how you can customize one of our current rack adapter plates to fit your bike. So that's gonna be a DIY solution for your bike, definitely. So yes, how's the battery life on the camera?
Still rolling.
Still rolling. So we are 140 into the stream. So see if anyone else has something to ask, because I'm all caught up with all questions, I think. Might have missed someone up here when I got slightly stressed from getting a low battery warning, even though it's connected to an external power source. I don't know why. How many of you would like a super quick sneak peek of the rackless prototype system? Without going into details, let me know. If I can get more than 10 yes, then we will show a very subtle sneak peek of the rackless bags we have mounted here. That's 3, come on, more. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that got the chat fired up a bit more. Okay. So, quick sneak peek. You're gonna see this next week anyway. Of our, see how far can you get with the cable? That's okay. So basically, let's see, should I turn the bike or?
Probably.
Let's see how I even should do it. Tilt it over, or can you get on the side? Wait,
Yeah, sideways.
let me rearrange the light a bit. For your information, I can't read any comments at the moment, so keep calm. So, how much can you see? Let me see, it's still a bit dark. Let me move this one a bit. So basically, here is the very first sneak peek of our rackless bags. This is the first prototype, and yeah, basically, it's I mean, right now, it's filled with my camping stuff, and it's super lightweight, and it's gonna be a universal fit. A lot of what you see now is gonna be completely redesigned, because, as I said, this is the first prototype. We are gonna have so many other things implemented from this rack. So prototype number 2 is gonna look fairly different, with way more reinforcements and stuff, but we've been test riding this for 1 or 2 months. Is working surprisingly good. But for that, yeah, it's basically, I don't know about the capacity yet. I'm assuming around 70 liter-ish for all the bags combined. And you can also, of course, you have MOLLE panels on the bottom, you have on the top. There's also on the back, and then you have extra strap attachments for tents and stuff. And it's gonna be so many more things implemented on, again, first prototype. It doesn't even look like a prototype. This looks like a finished product, if you ask me.
Can you lift it up again?
So this is the system. But like I said, so many new changes and implementations. I mean, we're gonna have reinforcements everywhere. I mean, the sides are completely stripped, so here it's gonna be designed with the logo and everything. This was just a super first rough prototype. This is personally one of my most anticipated products. I cannot wait to share more details with you. But next week, we're gonna have a look more into details about this very product. So I hope I hope that one got you pumped. Let's see how many comments I missed. Here, not too bad. Okay, good, perfect. Very good, very good. Alexis, will it be compatible with the Overlander? Yes, this system will be super modular. So instead of having the smaller top bag that you saw, you can instead go with either the 30-liter motor case, Overlander, or the 48, the bigger one, or you can even go with the, I don't know if you have it here, the Explorer bag, this dry bag. So it's super modular, the whole system. I closed down, I have to go with the other chat. Sorry, late to the party. Are you planning any hard panniers? Yes, it's coming also. Stay tuned, it's coming very soon.
Leo Foss was asking, sorry, he just came back. What was the answers from the motor case fitment for Pan America? He missed that one.
Yeah, good, thanks. Pan America, I'm quite sure that we are already in the development for, was it motor case? Yeah, the rack adapter plate. So that will most likely come. I need to check just when, where in the roadmap it's planned to be released. But I know that it's there, it's coming. It's just a question of when. Jay, can we buy the motor bags without the plate on the back if we damage the bag? Yes, should be at least. That's what I think. Should be possible to replace the Hypalon bag. For extra clarity and for a price, accurate price, send an email to Anna again, and she will be able to assist you in this case. So physically, it's definitely possible. Wesley, is there already a lamp bracket available for the KTM Adventure 890R so that I can mount motorcycle lights? Not yet available from us, but it's coming to that bike as well very soon. I've already seen the CAD files. It just needs to be validated and go into production. It's coming. Oliver, are you planning handguards? Yes, that too. That was supposed to be done a little bit earlier, but due to 2 new main luggage solutions products coming up, we had to postpone a little bit the smaller items. So once these 2 new are released, the development team can go all in on these small accessories. So handguards coming, yes, definitely. Already seen concepts and not prototypes, but design concepts. Looks, how can I become a brand ambassador for your equipment? Depending on how big your following base or how engaged your audience is, you can send an email to creators@lonerider-motorcycle.com with your request, and then they will review it basically and come back to you whether we are ready to engage with you or not. So send email creators@lonerider. See, I managed to close down my other chat. Clicked login by mistake and now I can't.
I think that's it for the questions for now.
Yeah, how's the battery? We're
still running on the last.
Last, so yeah, then it was two hours anyway. Let's see. Let's do 5 last questions then before we end this live stream. Best friend, how can I access in any way schematics of the Tenere motor bag plate? Not really sure what you mean here. Our motor bags all have the same plate, apart from the rackless motor bags that are different, but they only fit the 1200, 1250 and 850 versions from BMW. But for Tenere we only have racked motor bags and they all look the same. It's the same attachment system. And then what you do is that when you receive them, you adjust the quick release system to fit your very pannier rack. So Adelson, the new lights, are they coming with DRL? Yes, most likely, 99% probability they will have a similar look to our current motorcycle lights. Motor case, sorry, best friend. So let's rephrase your question. How can I access in any way schematics of the Tenere motor case plate? Yeah, like I said before, we already have a base plate or a rack adapter plate coming for the Tenere 700. So you just need to stay tuned, and soon you will be able to order it without having to do any DIY solutions and that kind of stuff. Noel Watson, what are your plans for Christmas? Personally, I'm gonna stay at home here in Switzerland, and then if you're asking professionally, we have a quite busy schedule in December, so a lot of stuff coming up. I mean, rackless bags, teasing, that whole kind of, and actually this is the first time that you will be able to follow the whole process from design concepts to a finished product, because what's been happening earlier is that we just say this product is coming and then bam is the launch video, and everyone is taken by surprise. But in this case, we will even have email lists so you can follow the development phase. We're also having a collaboration with a quite famous rider, gonna see next week. Not to spoil any names, but he won the bronze class in Red Bull Romaniacs on his Tenere 700. Perfect test rider, if you ask me, to help develop in a product like this. But more info next week about that whole project. Are you open bring easy access sorry, dealer in India? I can't talk anymore. I think we have a distributor in India, if I'm not remember it incorrectly. Send an email to Anna again. She will be able to provide you with accurate information on that one. Lux Adventurist, a huge thanks for the Q&A. Can't wait to see more of these new products. Thank you. Neither can I, even though I know what they look like, but I can't wait to present them to you. That's the thing. Again, how about protection parts for the 1250 GSA? We've been discussing it, so maybe it's coming. Otherwise, we have a very big focus on the very latest bikes, and not only BMW, but also other brands. But it's gonna be the latest models basically to start with. Then see if we're gonna backtrack and start producing crash bars and skid plates and that kind of stuff for the 1250 and maybe 1200. But I leave that for now. So if it comes, it's coming. So stay tuned for that. Yes, that's about it. Thanks to all your team for this event. Well done. Thank you for tuning in. This was my first live stream. Learned a lot, definitely. I don't know how the quality of the stream is. I mean, I've been doing test streams myself yesterday. Quality is not very good. It's supposed to be a 1080p stream, but it looks like 360 for some reason. So I tried to increase the quality a little bit, just a little bit better until next time. But yeah, definitely gonna do more live streams because it's a perfect way to interact with you guys, really get one-on-one with everything. So it's that was fun. It was really fun.
One last question from Andre.
Yes, Andre, I'm here late. Will your lights and other accessories be available for the Suzuki 800DE? The lights. I can't remember if even EasyCans are available for the Suzuki. Maybe. Check Hex Innovate's website. If they have EasyCans available for your Suzuki, then our motor lights will work. If not, then it's a little bit worse because Hex is the one producing our motor can that you use to connect and also their own EasyCAN. And without it, at this point, you can't connect our motor lights to your bike. If you can't run either of these two connection units until next year when we have this standalone unit. Sorry, losing my voice. Standalone unit that you mount on the handlebars, then you can mount it to basically any bike. Justin woke up at 5 a.m. to get on the deal. Thanks, can't wait for the gear to come. Thank you for ordering and thank you for your support. And yeah, I think that's it, basically. Dundaki, last question for tonight. Will you be making a headlight guard for the R1300 GSA? Yes, basically it's the same headlight guard. It's just different attachment points, different mounting hardware. So it's coming within a few months, definitely. Yeah, I think that's it. Did I miss anything?
People are happy with the quality of the stream.
Good, perfect. Then it worked out quite neatly. So yeah, with that said, thanks for tuning in, guys. We are still 81 viewers. It's been constantly 81 since we started, I think. I didn't check during the stream.
To 120, 130.
Oh, really? Nice. Very good, very good. So, yeah, with that said, basically, thank you for your time tonight. And, yeah, until the next stream. And don't forget, on YouTube, if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that bell icon if you're interested in our rackless bags, because next week I'm releasing a video, a teaser introduction video, also together with our collaboration partner that is the product ambassador for this new luggage system, and you don't want to miss that one out. So stay tuned and thanks for tuning in. And I wish you a good night, a good day, or a good evening, depending on where you are. Ride safe, guys, and talk to you next time.